Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all are safe and fine. So as for we have come across the most like all the concepts of Python. So next I think we'll be moving on to the object oriented programming after this particular video. So in this video, let's see what all the benefits of join functions, map, filter as well as a reduce functions. So we'll see what all the related things are there with the join, map as well as the filter functions. Then we'll be moving on to the concept of reduce functions. We'll see with an example for all the one particular concept is related with each other and why we are using it. Okay, so then finally guys, I'll just open the particular notes from here. So here there is a join. So what is join? Join is a functions that iterable can be list, it can be list, or it can be a dictionary, or it can be a tuple or a string. We can iterate anything from a join function that returns a string by joining the elements of the iterable using a string or a character of our choice. Okay, so we'll see with an example over here. I'll just open the VS Code over here. So then we'll see with an example. So I'll just create the particular what was the first thing. So what's for the join, right? So not was the join, it was the join function. Yeah, so coming back to the VS Code. So here I'll just create a new file. I'll just make as a join.py. Okay, so I'll just make it as a join.py. Why I'm making a mistakes over while creating a program name is because it should not mismatch with the keywords. So because of that I am just making this kind of silly mistakes. I'll just close the terminal here. So I'll just create one my list over here. So I'll just create the my list. So I'll just tell my list. So I'll just remove the caps lock over here. So I'll just tell my list is equal to. So here I'll just create a few names over here. I'll just tell ARK, then I'll just tell ARG, then I'll just create one ABC. Okay, so I'm having a three names ARK, ARG, and I'll just tell AB. Okay, so ABD. So ARK, ARG, and ABD. So three names I have given in my list. Then what I'll do, I'll create one separator over here. I'll just create one separator. The separator should be pipe symbol. Okay, the separator I'm just using a pipe over here. So then what I'll do, I'll just tell A is equal to one variable I'm just making as A. I'll just tell whatever the separator I have done, separator dot. Now I want to use the join function. I want to join everything with this particular separator from the particular my list. I want to use this with the my list. Then after this one, I'll just print what is the type of a variable A, that is a small a. So then what I'll do, then I want to print the values of A. Whatever the thing has been, what is the output generated using a join function, I want to print that particular value. When I run the program, you will be able to see in my terminal what is happening here. So see, so first it is giving type. What is the type? Here I'll tell, first I'll just tell print. What is the type of this one? Type of my list. Now let's clear the console. Enter. Now see, when I run the program, what is I'm getting? First I'm getting it is a class list. Okay, the first thing I'm getting as a class list. Then we are given one separator. So I said I want one separator should be added each of one particular element of a particular element index from the my list that I have added. And I said I want to use a join function. So for what? For this particular list I want to apply a join function. I did. Okay, then the particular operation is been performed. Then when it is been said in the notes, when I'm using a join thing, that will return me a string. So it is returning me a string. So it is giving the class str after it got converted from the list to string. Right, then it is giving type. If I just try to it is giving me a type str. Now see, everything is been converted into the string and each value is been iterated. Then it is added with a separator, that is this one. So suppose I can convert anything. If I want to have like this, if I want to add a separator of like this, if I want to add a separator of like this 2 dash I need to add, or 3 dash. When I run the program, you can see dash dash ARK dash 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 ARG dash 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 and ABD I'm getting. In this kind of thing I am getting. So same thing I can apply for the my sets also. So when I'll just copy a list, same thing over here. This time I'll use a sets over here. I'll use a sets. Now see whether it will work or not. If I run the program, now see the thing is been getting same as it is. Now see the same thing. The class was what when the this 8th line is working. At the 9th line when I am printing what is the type of my list, as it is a set I am getting printed. Then after separator works, after this 10th and 11th line is run, it is converted into the str. When I am trying to print, it is giving me the class str. Then I am trying to print, I am getting a same output. So this is how the particular things works in the particular separator. So same thing, I'll just do like this everything. Now let's see with the dictionary now. So now I'll just tell my dictionary is equal to, I'll just assign a values. I'll just assign a values. I'll just tell A should be what? A should be 1. I'll just put a comma. Then I'll just tell B. I'll just give the value for B is equal to 2. Then I'll just give it for the C. For the C, I'll just assign a value of 3. Done. I have assigned this value. Then I'll just tell separator. What is the separator I am doing? And separator, I'm just using SCP sep. Okay, I'm just telling separate is equal to SCP sep. Then what I'll just tell print. I want to print. So I'll just tell, I want to just tell separator, whatever the separator I have given, dot join filter I'll use. For the join, I'll just tell my dictionary. That's all. When I run the program, what will be the output you will be able to see here. So you can see A separated, B separated, as well as a C is also got separated. So like this, I can easily do like, you can see when I am joining a dictionary, I am only able to access the keys over here, key. So whatever the key, this value, key has been there. Keys are separated with this sep, then key A sep, B sep, sep C. So you can see between A to B, sep is added. From the B to C, the sep is been added. So like this, the join functions works with the sets, with the list, as well as with the dictionary. So okay, so I hope you have understood this one. So next we'll be moving on to the concept of next. So that is what join function. Okay, join function is done. So here next we'll be seeing with the concept of map function over here. Okay, so I can see you can work with this particular example 1 2 3. When I want to do it like this, separate or join, error expected. So why it is error is been expected? So join only works if the same data types of data in the list or dictionary or a string or a variable. Okay, so one thing is what join only works, it should be a same data types. So suppose if I run the program same as it is, so here what I'll give, I'll just put 1 comma 2. So I'm just putting str, it is a type string, it is a type integer. When I run the program, I'm getting an error. What is the error? Sequence item 1 expected string instance not found. That means you cannot use different data types within a list or within a sets or within a tuple or within a dictionary. It should be a same data type when you are using a separators with the join function. Okay, that is one important thing to be noted. So then coming back to the concept of map function, we'll see what is map. A map function executes certain instructions or a functionality provided it to on every item of a iterable. So some function we are giving, some function we are assigning to this particular map function. That can be iterable things. So now what are the syntax? So it will be like map of function comma iterable. Okay, so it takes a function and it will take a iterable value. So let's see with an example. So I'll just cancel this join function. Now coming back to here, I'll just create a mappy.py. I'm just giving map function. I'm just choosing as a mappy.py here. So now what I'll do, so you know what is the lambda functions work. So if I just run this particular code, so if I just I will just have pasted the code. So I'll just run this particular code. So what is here? Items 1 2 3 4 is there. Then I'm just telling whatever the list is there, I'm just mapping with the lambda function. So what this particular code says, so map, I'm just first I need to pass what? I need to pass one function. I need to pass one function, then I need to pass the iterable values. So iterable values are 1 2 3 4. What is the function? Lambda function. Lambda, what it does, it takes each element and it will power with the 3. So 1 power 3, 2 power 3, 3 power 3 and 4 power 3. Then it will return the value of x. Then I'm using a map, at the time I'm using a map function. I'm just printing the way. Then if I just try to print here, see the value here. See here. So before was what? 1 2 3 4. If anyone's, it is a program to convert each item of a element from the list to the power of there 1 power 1 1 power 3, 2 power 3, 3 power 3 and 4 power 3. So 2 power 3 is 8, you can say output 8. 3 power 3 is what? 27, it has been getting 27. 4 power 3 is what? 64. 4 4 is 16, 16 4 is 64. So see, very easily with a few lines of code, I just using a map function, I'm mapping each item to the particular function, then I am converting that everything in the form of a list. I'm just converting with the list over here. So like that I can easily work with one program. That is how the map works. It takes one function and it takes one item. So it is a lambda functions. We'll see with the normal functions how it works. So how we'll see with a lambda function, we'll see one I'll just create one function with a square, sqra square. So what the square does, it takes one number and it does what, it will return square of it. I'll just tell a star a, it will return a star a. Okay, that will be square works. Then I'll just create a def, I'll just create a cube. So I'll then in the cube also I'll just give a parameter a. So even it returns what, it will return a star a star a. Okay, it returns like this. So cube is done. Then I want to run with it. I want to have one program that returns what, circle. I'll just tell circle what is the area of a circle. A circle. So circle does what? Circles will take one argument. What is the value of circle? Pi r square, right? It returns the particular pi value. So I can just tell 3 point directly with 3.1.4 star r square, right? That is a star a. That is r will be the radius. A star a, I am passing it. I'll just it will return 3.14 dot a star a, that will return. So 3 function I created. Now I'll just map everything. So I'll just map everything, all the functions I will map inside one list. I'll just tell function func is equal to, I want to map everything where in a list. I'll just tell square is one thing, then there is one cube function, that what I need, I have a circle function. See how I'll make run this particular program. So now after doing it, I'll pass numbers over here. I'll just tell pass number. Okay, so numbers is equal to, I'll just argue in the form 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So what will be this number? Numbers are I am passing as a inputs. We'll see here. I'll apply follow for I in number. So from the I number, so first it should take 1. It should apply all the 3 things. It should take 2. It should apply. It should take 3, 4, 5. All the numbers I want to apply. Then I need to call each and every function. So I'll say here, I'll just tell whatever the things result will be there. I'll just tell results is equal to, I want to convert first everything. I need to use the concept of list. I'll just tell whatever the list is, I want to convert everything in the list. So from the list, I want to apply the map function, which is returning a values that I want to convert to back to the list. Now see, list of map, what it does mean, mapping function. Here I'll apply a function. What is the function name here? I'll apply a lambda function again. So map, I'm just choosing like this. I'll just apply a lambda function, LAMDA lambda function. So here what it takes a variable. It takes a variable and here I'll pass the value of 5. That means first 1 will get passed, then 2, 3, 4, 5 value. It is just I'm passing an input. So what I apply a for loop, I'll just pass the value of 5 here. So it will be like x of 0. So number 0 means what is the value of 1. 1 will be getting passed, then 2, 3, 4, 5 like that it will pass. So what it will that means now here I'm just passing an expression. This is an expression complete. Here here is one expression, that color you can observe. Then I'll put a comma. So here next what will be the next expression. Next I need to pass a function. So what is my function? So what are the functions I need to call? I need to call square, I need to call cube, I need to call circle. So now I'll just pass the functions. All the functions I will pass in the form of a list. So now if I run the program, see the output what will be here. So here it's been done. So okay, then I need to print also, right? I didn't print the value of result. I need to print whatever the values are there. So when I run the program, see here, I'll run the program. We can able to see the output. So what is the output is been happen? See, so nicely the program is the concept are used. Here I created a square function. I created a cube function. I created a circle function. 3 functions I created. That all the 3 function I packed into one particular functions list. Then I am passing a numbers. That means I'm just passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay, then I am just passing these 5 values. So for the 5 times I'm iterating each value from the number, applying a for loop. This I value will get passed over here. So what happens? List of map lambda function of x of I. That means first it will take a function square it will apply. See here what happens, 113.14. That means it is in first it is been applied for the square. One value has been applied. So one I am taking as an input. So one will, so when this particular function works, I'll just do like this. See, at the first iteration I am getting 113.14. That means it took a value of 1, where it took a value of x of 1. Okay, where it has been passing, it is passing to a square. It went to the square. It took a value of a variable 1. The one value has been took. It went to the square. So 1 star 1 is 1. So 1 is returning to the list. So now everything I'm packing in a list, so I'm getting in the form of a list over here. Then one is been done. So next, again it is going to what? Next time what it is happening, it is going to the cube. Cube is working. So cube is what? 1 star 1 star 1 is 1 1s are 1, 1 1s are 1 itself. So I'm getting like this. Next it is went to the circle. So when the area of a radius is equal to 1, the area of a circle will be 3.14. It has been returning one complete list. Then next, again it is taking an input of 2. It is taking an input of 2 to the lambda function. What is the function I am iterating? I am iterating all these three functions: square, cube and circle. It went to the square. It took 2 as an input. 2 2s are 4. 4 is returning. Next cube, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. 8 is been returning. Then add area of a circle 3.1, 2 2s are 4, 4 3, 3.14 is equal to 12.56. Then next 3 is been returning, 4 5. Like this, all the particular lambda has been applying to all the particular values. Then it is returning in this particular fashion, and I am getting as a output. Okay, so like this we can run the particular program. So you can see so easily I am running all the three functions and I am returning every output in the form of a list. Then I am running all the three functions into one single for loop, and everything is in packing in the form of a list. It is so easy, right? Using this map function, we can iterate all the values from the functions as well as from any of the list or a tuple or a dictionary. Everything we can do, and we can so this is how the map function works. So it is what I have sent in the thing. A map function executes certain instructions or a functionality provided to it on every item of an iterable. Each and every item whichever we are iterating, either a function or either it might be a numbers, each and for everything it has been applying. Okay, so the syntax will be in this format: map of function, first argument will be function and the second attribute is the iterable. So but in this my case, for both the things I'm passing a function itself, but it is a iterable item. Item is also one function. Okay, so it is how I'm iterating the map value. So next we will be moving on to the, so we have seen the map function, then we'll be moving on to the filter function. What does the filter functions does? A filter function in the Python tests a specific user defined condition for a function which is iterable for an element, and the values that satisfy the condition or in the other words returns true. Basically it is evaluating whether for a true or false condition. We will see with an example. I'll open my VS Code over here. So now we'll create one more Python file. So what is the Python file name? I'll just make it as the particular filter function, filter filter.py file. Okay, so once I click onto the filters.py file, so we'll try to understand with an example. Here I'll just tell b is equal to, I'll give some values. B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 8. I'm giving few values over here in the B. Then I'll just tell a is equal to, some other value 2, 5, something I can give it as a 4 over here. I'm giving a B value as well as a value. Then I'm giving a C value over here. What I'm giving a C, I'm just using a filter function. I'm saying C list, everything I'm converting into the filter. I'll say C is equal to list of filter. So in the list of filter, what I need to do, I need to give a lambda function. I'll give a lambda function. It will take a value of x, and whatever the value it will get, it will return it to the x value. So what is x? So I'll just give the expression. If what is x? X, I'll take a x not in x not in a comma b. I'm giving like this. So what will be seeing? So that means whatever the values are there, 254 is there over here. So if it is there, what I'll do, I'll just tell print what all the not values are there. I want to print it. I'll run the function, means you will be able to see output. So what is the output here is 1398. So 1398 is the output here. So what is I am getting? 1398. So this is the output I am getting, 1398. So here one is first what it taking x in not a. It is taking this particular function is evaluated this much. X in not a, that means a value has been took to a. Okay, then a value 2 it took, it match with the 2. It is present. If it's present, it is not getting evaluated. Then next, what is next? X in here, right? So a value, next 5 it is going. So whatever the 5 is there, it is there, it is not there. It is there, so it has been not evaluated. So then again it is going to the 4. So whatever the 4 value is there, it is not evaluated. So whatever the things are there, it is everything, it is just storing into a variable that is C, whichever the elements are not there in B. So first B will get passed over here. Okay, then b1 it will match, b value will match with 2, this value will match with this one, this value should match, it is match, b is matching with a. If it's present, what it does, it is skipping. If it's not in the value a, if it's not there, then what it is going, it is storing into a variable, that is list variable c, then it is giving me the outputted value over here. So like this the filter function works. Just it is evaluating with the true or false. False means neglecting, true means it is just doing it. So now I'll just write one next program. I'll just tell greater, I'll just on a greater. So what this does means it will return me the greater number over here. Okay, so I'll just tell it takes n as a input over here. Okay, then it will return if the number is greater than 3. So if the number is greater than 3, it will return all the values. If it's greater than 3, 1 is there means nothing returning. If there is a 4 is greater than 3, it will return true, or it will return false, like that. What I'll do here is I'll just tell result, result is equal to, I'll just convert everything in the form of a list, then I'll use a filter function. Here I'll just call the particular function. For the particular function, I am giving all the attributes of b. I am giving all the values of b, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. This is the inputs I am giving to this particular function. Okay, then after printing everything, I want to print the result over here. So obviously when I run the program, I am getting 4598 as an output. So I am getting 4598 as an output. So what is this 4598? 4598 is nothing but, so see, first it is getting 1 is getting passed. So 1 is getting passed. 1 is greater than 3? No, false. Again 2, not. 3 is greater than 3, false. 4 is greater than 3. When 4 is greater than 3, it is returning true. That value is been getting stored into a result, that is 4. Then 5 is greater than 3, storing. 9 is greater than 8 is greater than 3, it is storing into a result. Then if I try to print the result, all the output values are I am getting able to print it. So like this the filter functions works. Okay, so the next things we'll be seeing with the reduce function over here. So what is the reduce here? So I'll just create one new file. I'll just make it as reduces.py. Reduces.py, reduce function I'm taking here. So reduce is coming from a library that is a let's tell functool. So from the functools I am importing the reduce function. From here it is just I'm reducing one particular function, that is what meaning here. I'll just tell a is equal to some value 1, 2, 3, 4, 45, 67, 6, something like that. Okay, then I'll just tell b is equal to, I want to reduce, I'm using a reduce function. What it takes according to the notes, what it has been written, it has been written like the reduce function is applied for a function to every item of an iterable and gives back a single value as a resultant. It will iterate and give back a one single value as a resultant. We import the reduce function from the functools modules. Syntax is reduce functions as a iterable. Same for everything function iterable syntax. So here what was it? Here also the function iterable. Here is also what it was, a function as well as a iterable. Everything same, but it has a different roles. Now let's run this particular program. So here I'll just use a reduce function. For same reduce function I am applying a lambda function. So what I am doing, I'll just pass the 2 value. I want to get a 2 value, x comma y value. So what I'll do, so for each and every x comma y I need to get. So what I'll do, I'll just multiply x star with y. Okay, what is here x as, what is here y. So here everything I'll just pass it with a variable a. Okay, way I am passing. So see what it does means, if I run the program, see here what it is returning me. I need to print, right? Print b. See, I'm getting 1085. What it is giving me 10. I will just give one simple example. I'll just make it till here 1, 2, 3. When I run the program, you see, I'm getting as a output. It is multiplying. What is happening means, first it is taking 2 values, 1, 2. 1, 2 is been took. 1, 2 is what? 1, 2 is 2 itself. Okay, 2 value is been getting stored in a variable x. Okay, so then again what it is doing, it will be like this. If I just show you the flow, how it works, if I just tell like this, everything it will multiply. It is giving me the 24. How means, it will see how it works means, now first x comma y will be what? Here it will be 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2 will take. So what it will do, then it will take, what is will be the output again for the next iteration x comma y, what it will be the next iteration means. So here 1, 2 is a what? 2, right? 1, 2 is a 2, comma, it will iterate one element, 3. Okay, it will iterate like this element at the second iteration. At the third iteration, again x comma y. At the third iteration, what? 2, 3 is a 6. 6 it will iterate. I'll put a comma. Then last element it will iterate to 4. Okay. At the final, what will be? X is equal to 6 4s are 24. 24 it will be there. Okay, so it will iterate everything and it will store it into a variable a. So when all the things gets over, so sorry, at the last the value will be a, right? So all the results I am storing into a here. So a will be stored over here. So here also a will be stored. So everything, all the values will get stored into a variable a. It will iterating from the value. Then the final everything, all the results will get stored into a variable b. So with this b variable, all the values will get iterated and it will store it. Okay, so like this the flow works. I hope you understood. 1 2 it takes, then it will multiply with like this, then so like this 1 2 it will take, then 1 2s are 2 will be get, then 3 will be iterated, 2 3s are 6, then last element 4 will get iterated, 6 4s are 24. Final result value will get stored into variable b. Then I'll printing the values over here. So like this the particular flow works. Okay, so I hope you have understood this reduce function, join, map, as well as a filter. Okay, so at the last we will be moving on to the concept of decorators. We'll see the decorator. It is a little bit a tricky one. Let's cancel it. So here I'll just create one new file, that is a lost concepts in Python, decorators.py file. So after this we'll be moving on to the object oriented programming, which is the most I like it. I just like that particular concept. So in this what I'll do, I'll just type the program first. I'll just tell I want to import the particular time. So I want to import a time over here. What is the decorators does? In the program, Python decorators can be noticed by the name is like designer that helps to modify a function. A decorator can be said as a modification to the external layer of a function. So it does not take any chance it is structure. What a decorator does, it takes a function and insert some new functionality into it. Okay, it will take a function within a function and insert one functionality. That is what the decorators are there. There are two ways we can write a Python decorator. We can pass our function to the decorator as an argument, or else we can simply use the @ symbol. We'll see with an example. So here coming back to the code, here I'll just create one function. I'll just create one function. So here I'll just create training. Okay, I'll just tell training as my function name. Function name I am just giving as a training. So here I'll just pass one argument. Here I'll just pass one argument. I'll just tell first first, training first. So the argument I'm just passing as a first here. What it does means I'll just create one more function within a function. I'll just create one more particular program, the particular function. I'll just tell the particular training. So I want to train for the Python. I'll just tell train for the Python batch. I want to train for the Python batch over here. I'll just close the symbol. So now I want to, again I'll just enter it like this. Now I want to print starting over here. I want to print something like I want to just tell I want to. So program is starting from here. Okay. So after it start, I want to give sleep for 2 seconds. So I'll just tell time.sleep. I want to make program to sleep for 5 seconds. Done. So I'm just making the particular program to sleep for 5 seconds. After then, again, I'll just tell print. I'll just use a print statement. Here I'll print something like a, I'll just tell Anis is come first for the class. First for the class, something I'm saying. Okay. So after the 5 seconds, this particular condition, this particular print statement should work. Then I'll call one particular function. To call one particular function, I'll just tell pass over right now. After that, I'll just call. So now I want to call one function. I'll create one more function. So this will be treated as a decorator. To treat it as a decorator, I need to use it what? @ symbol. For which program I need to use it as a decorator? That particular thing I need to give it. So for this particular first, whatever the first is there, I am passing to a function as an argument. This particular parameter I am passing as a decorator. @ means decorator. So I'm just first is nothing but the decorator. So here I'll create one function. I'll just tell create one function. I'll just tell Python. I'll just tell Python batch. Okay, Python batch. So here I'll just tell Python batch G. Something I'm just using Python batch G. Enter. So I'm using a particular program. The particular function name is Python batch G. So here what I'll say, I'll just tell print. I want to print. I'll just tell next. I'll just tell Aditya. Aditya comes second. I'll just tell Aditya come seconds over here. Okay. So I'm just choosing like Aditya will come second. So in this particular thing. So what is the thing here happening is, so once I'm calling a decorator, I need to call the particular decorator here. So I'll just tell I want to call this particular decorator. So I'll just say here. So what I'll say here is I'll just want to call the particular decorator here. I'll just tell I want to call this particular decorator. I'll just tell remove n, and I'll just remove n from here, python batch. So why I am getting error here is if I just save it. So what is your error I'm getting? Okay, it is telling python batch is not defined. Okay, it's telling me the particular python batch is not defined. So I need to define the particular things here. So before using it, I need to define it here. So here what I'll say here is, so here I am using a concept of first here. So when I'm using as a first, I need to use the decorator name as here. So like this I need to tell first. Then I need to just tell here, I'll just tell something like a ARK. Okay, I'm just using the decorator name as ARK. The first I have been defined, right? So whatever the first I have been defined, so that I am just using it here. So then I need to call it as like in the form of a function. I need to use like this. So it is why it is giving me the error. Okay, so now I have what is the training, whatever the function name is there, it should be same like this here itself. So now the error is gone. So what is the errors was, so define training. So when I'm using as a training, the first is what? The first is a decorator. The first is one particular function. This is one particular function which has been taken here. So then what it's done means it will have python batch is one another function, start printings, time.sleep ag1, HoneySwiss comes first for the class. Then I'm just telling the particular, I need to call one particular function. So here I'll just call this first function. Okay, I'll just call this a particular first function, or else I'll just make it as a second. Then even I'll just make it as a second because it's coming second, right? So here I'll just take it as a first here. First function I'm just using it. Okay, so I'll just tell first. So here I'll just tell as one training. So I'll just tell as something like a ARK. I'll just make it. Okay, so I'm just making as a ARK. So then here I'll just okay, I'll just make it is a second here. I want to call the decorator, right? So I'm just calling a second decorator over here. Okay, so don't get confused. What I did, I created one function and I created one more function, that is one function something name which is having some function. Then inside one function I'm calling a second function, whatever it is there inside the decorator I'm just calling it. Okay, then at the after that again I'll just use a print statement. Here I'll just tell Amruta comes last to the class. So I'm just telling Amruta comes last to the class like this. So after this I'll just give time.sleep. I'll just tell time.sleep function for 8 seconds. I'm just telling run for the 8 second over here. So like this. So then what it runs me, it will return something. Each my function will return something. This particular function will return something. So this training functions will return something. So what this particular training function returns, I'll just return. So what I can return, so here I can just return something like whatever the function is there, the second function I want to return it here. I'll just you want to return this second function, that's all. Okay, and then after that I'll call one more the particular second function. I'll call one more time over here. I want to call this function, right? So I want to call the function, I need to call it like this. So here okay, I need to call the second function. I am just calling the particular second function over here. So then this particular function I need to call which function, the particular def, the particular first function where I have defined, I need to call that particular function also. So here okay, I need to return this first over here. So we'll see what is how the flow works. When I run the program, what will be the output will be there, we'll see. So I'll just cancel the thing and now I'll try to run the program, see what will be the output. See, first I am getting what, first the particular thing starting is working fine. Then what, after 5 seconds Anis comes for the first for the class is done. As soon this done, it is just it is went to the second function, it is just telling Aditya comes second. So then it has been returning like this. So we'll see what is the output here. So here how the function, first it is running as a starting. It is running as a starting. How? Because here what is the thing is working, it went for the particular where the from starting is this one, the first function. So this particular function should run first. So how it works means, first I am calling what, second function. Here from the 18th line the programs run. So at the 18th line the particular programs run over here. When the second function is getting called, it is saying it is a decorator. So it is before decorator, whatever the decorator is there, I need to run that particular first. So it went to the decorator over here. It just started running the first program, that is nothing but a first, whatever the thing is there, it is just running over here. So where is it? If I run the again program, see, starting is been printed. So exactly after 5 seconds, Anis is this, the particular whatever the thing is there, it is just printing then. So after this one, the second function is running. It went to the second function. The print Aditya comes second. You can see Aditya comes second is been getting printed. So after 8 seconds, what happened? The Amruta comes last to the class. So you can see the Amruta comes last to the class. That is how the things were returning it here. So what happened here is how this particular first is working. See, once more I'll explain you. So here I can just make the particular things I'll just play plus over here. Okay, I will just make again plus. Now you can see the output is been the things is coming like this. Okay, so I'll just close little. I'll just zoom out. So now see, I'll just do like this. Okay, so I hope you have now it is visible. So I'll just cancel it. Now if I run the program, see starting will get printed. Starting will get printed. How starting will get printed? I'll tell you. So first starting how it get printed. So then it is just running the other files. So starting is printed first. How? That is what important thing here. See, when I'm running my program starts with the 18th line. That is a second. It is running it here. When the second runs, when this particular seconds run, what it is mean when this particular function is returning it is returning what? First function. It is returning first. As soon as the 18th line will print first. This is the flow of a diagram. I'll just give one comment line. This is first of this is my program starts. Then it's come over here. I'll just give hashtag 2. Then it comes to second. So second from here to it returns to 3. It's hashtag 3. That means third it will first it will run this one. Second will go here. The third it is returning this particular function is returning this first function. That is nothing but this function it is returning it. Then the fourth function will get executed. Okay, then it will get executed, that is at 5th. This particular line will get printed at my starting. You can see at here. So here you can see it is just printing the particular, where is it? We'll just, okay, it's here, right? So here see starting has been sorry, I'll just do like this. See, starting is been printed. That is at the fifth line. At the fifth line, the starting is been getting printed. Then after that, what it will print? So then next it is sleeping for 6 times. It is sleeping for how many? 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, Anis is coming first. So this will print for 6th line. So after this particular line, I will just give like this also. I'll just give each and everything it should run. So first it will sleep for 8 1. Then after sleeping, it will run this particular line of code. And then at the 8th line, it will be executed at the 8. So directly after 8, second function is getting called. That second function is what? That is nothing but a argument. That is nothing but here. That is nothing but a decorator function. This particular function will get called. So after 8, this particular lines comes at 9. At the 9th position, Aditya comes at second. This particular line of code will get printed. After the function is done, it will at the 9th, at the 10th line, it will get executed. And finally, 11th line will get executed. So this is how the program works. Okay, I hope you have understood these decorators. So I'll just do like this. Now it is fine. So I'll just zoom out. Okay, so you can see the things work like this. If I run the program again, you can see first second is getting called. So after the first second is getting called, the starting will get printed. You can see in the terminal the starting is get printed. Then after 5 seconds, these 2 lines has been getting executed. Exactly after 8 seconds, Amruta comes at last will get printed over here. So like this the program works. So it is how the things are working over here. Okay, so this is all very simplest thing how it works. So basically the training is my function name. The function name as well as a decorator name should be the same thing. It should be there. When I'm calling the particular one function, for which function I need to make it as a decorator, this particular function I need to make it as a decorator. So here when I'm just calling this function, before running this particular function, it is saying, yeah, it is a decorator function. It is first going to the decorator. It is taking an argument as a second, whatever the thing is there, it is going here. Then it is returning this one. It is returning a first function. Whatever the function I have written as a first, this particular function, it is returning it. When this particular function returns, this function will start executing it. So it start printing first line. Then after that, exactly after 6 seconds, this particular line will get printed. Then second function will get called. So again the function is getting called. Then it will come back to the here. Then it will check whether this decorator is executed or not. Yeah, it is executed. Then it is saying, yeah, you can execute now. So at that time, after 8 line, this particular #9 code will get executed. Then again it will come back here. Then again program will sleep for 8 seconds, then again at finally it will just return this particular function. So how this first function works, it is important because the training function is returning a first function, so this particular first function is getting running. Okay, so I hope you have understood this line of codes. So now coming back to the one more I'll just explain you one more example. So here I'll just say I want to create a I want to create a function name of a sum which takes a argument as a decorator. So decorator is a function sum. So as a decorator is there, I'll just give a pass function here. So now first I need to make this particular function as a decorator. So first I am saying this particular function you make it as a decorator, and I'll just create a def function. The def function should be what? Deco name. So it should be a deco name itself. So whatever the thing you are passing, it should be the same function name. I'll just enter it like this. Okay. Then what I'll tell print. I am a decorator. I am a decorator. So I am a decorator. I am a decorator function. Should be print. Then here I'll write the particular logic. Here I'll just tell a is equal to 5, b is equal to something 138. So after a is equal to b is equal to 28, I'll just tell print the particular function. I'll just tell sum is. So I'll just tell sum is a plus b. It should return a plus b value. Then I'll put a comma over here. The sum is a plus b. Then I'll call the decorator. So now I am calling the decorator. I am calling the decorator now. Okay. So then it is done. What I'll just tell print. I'll tell I am outside the decorator function. I am outside the decorator function. So it should print like this. I am not outside the decorator function. The main thing is it should return what? It should return me the decorator. It should return me the decorator. That is important. I'll just tell return. So the program will start like this itself. Whatever the function is returning, that particular thing will return. So here see how it works means I'll show you the output here itself. Output I'll write. Output. Before running, I'll show you the output here. So output how it works means. So see, first what it happens means, so I need to call the decorator. I need to call the decorator also. I'll just call the decorator here. I'll just call the decorator here. So my output how it works means, it is 33th line will get executed as decorator. So it will just go to the 38th line. First it will go to the 30th line. It sees above, yeah, it is a decorator function. So first the particular decorator function, whichever the name is been given, that particular function will get called. So when that particular function is get called, it will see what is it is returning. It is returning a decorator. It is returning a decorator. So it is returning the decorator, right? So then it is returning the decorator. What it happens, it will take a decorator as a function. It will print the particular sum. It will just print the particular sum over here. Then it will call the decorator. It is saying, yeah, some decorator has been done. It will get printed. At the last, it will get particular printed. That is what the output works. So see, if I run the program, see here. See, I am a decorator function. It is just telling that I am a decorator function. So it is just telling. So before you see, so I'll just clear the console. I'll run the program. See here. See, the sum is 43. I'm getting what? The sum is 43. How I am getting the sum is 43? First, it is running this decorator function. When it particular function runs, it is saying, yeah, decorator name is sum. First, I need to run this particular function. So here it goes. After it going, it will just take a decorator as an argument. Whatever the deco is there, it is because it is returning deco, right? So it is just adding these two number. The sum is 143. It is getting printed. Then here it will come. Deco function will run. It will what it is still deco function will get run. It will come here. I am a decorator function. I am a decorator function is getting executed. Again, it will go back to the program. Again, it will be what? I am a decorator function. It is telling I am a decorator function. It has been printed. So you can see I am outside decorator function is been printed here. So after that, what will happen? So after that, it is returning what? Deco. It is returning one function. It is returning deco. So it is returning deco means deco function will again it will run. So when I am returning this function, it will just return again I am a decorator function. So I can see two times the I am a decorator function is returning. So because it is returning a decorator. If I return 1 here, what will happen? See, I am getting int object is not callable. Because it is not callable, whatever I am returning, it should be a decorator itself. It should be a decorator. So I am returning the decorator here. So here I am returning what? First. When I am returning a first, this things works. Everything is done. So this particular program has been running it when I am returning it. So here directly I don't have one more function over here. So it is returning like that. Okay. So like this we can just start. I hope you have understood this one, why I am using a decorator. That means when decorator has been defined, before running that particular, before calling a decorator, before whatever the function is been written, first it will call the decorator name function. First it will call the decorator name function. Whatever it is returning, it will deal with that particular function first. Then it will come back after calling when decorator, it will just come after working all the procedure of starting. It will look onto the decorator function at the second time. Then it will run and it will return the function over here. So this is how the decorator works. I hope you have understood this video. So if you like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye, take care.